All
Hey,
right, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I
Because
see
the
what y'all
human
on.
bites don't sting.
should
We
be good.
live.
Hold on, y'all. We live. Let's do it like this.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's do it like. Damn it, boy. You got me distracted on that one. Let's do it like this.
Live from the West Coast to the East Coast and everywhere in between. It's Gentlemen After Dark with your host, ONYX.
Okay.
Shooby dooby doo. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is.
That's how we doing it.
Um,
Sorry.
there we go. Here we go. Turn this up a little bit. I had to go back in the archives on this one.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the day when I was kid, I'm not a kid anymore. Some
What?
days I sit and wish I
Girl,
was.
first of all,
Hey, did you?
That's commercial. That's commercial. Whenever you pause, I gotta throw a commercial in there.
Hilarious.
I was gonna say, did you have some ice in this liquor? Or... Yeah.
Make sure the words are right.
Back in the day, yeah.
The second part, I kind of stumbled a little bit on my words, just a little bit.
Okay,
Thank you,
I'm just
Three.
saying the words. Keep
Thank
the
you,
words
Three.
right and good.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Thank you,
They
Bubbling
slur it up
Brown
at the
Sugar.
end.
Look, thank you, Bubbling Brown Sugar.
Hilarious.
Bubbling brown sugar beat.
Bring me to a happy
All
beat.
that new
Oh,
bubble is
Here
a
we go.
happy beat.
Hey.
wow.
That's how it
Y'all hear
starts.
that? Is that low? Too loud? What we doing? I do not own the rights to this here music. Welcome to Gentlemen After Dark, a place where grown folks can talk without judgment. I see the the people have finally caught on, you guys. I see YouTube after YouTube after YouTube. Shouts out to
Thank
my,
goodness.
well, she calls me her Cali Crush. I call her
Hey, Pastor Baby.
Tams. Shouts out to her. Good evening to you, Tam. I see you. Tamara.
What goes on?
Pastor Bear from the YouTube world. He's here. He said, love the intro. Thank you, man. That's my guy, Mark Leonard. He did the drop for me. I appreciate you, Mark. I forgot what the name of the website was, soundsomething.com. Ooh. But anywho, Pastor Powell, excuse me. That was my guy, Leonard, Mark Leonard, all the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I see you busy. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Hope you're feeling good tonight, man. It's going around. It's going around. Just feel better. PK. PK's in the building. That's my sis, y'all, all the way from Memphis, Tennessee.
PK.
PK is my behind the scenes, behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. Jay East, Jay Easy. What up with you, baby? Thank you for being here as always, man. Appreciate you. That's my bro out of the Inland Empire. Got to be insane.
Inland Empire. Oh, he over here by me.
Yeah, for sure. How you guys feeling?
Where you at, Jay?
Wonderful.
Good deal.
Good deal. Okay. So without further ado, because I know Snoopy Cliff Mello won't be here tonight, and Trey ain't gonna be able to be here with us either. Go ahead and kill our music a little bit here. There you go. Thank you, Anita. Been so long, because I'm definitely missing you, baby. Jay said he at the clubhouse.
Where your clubhouse?
Go ahead. Type the address in there, bro. Drop the address to the clubhouse. I don't mind. Anywho, without further ado, let me introduce those grown folk to y'all. I dropped the ball last week. I've already apologized, but hey, I'm just gonna acknowledge him because that's the kind of guy that I am. Oh, wait a minute. What? Snoopy. What?
The assassin.
Yeah, I'm gonna need him to turn off. Okay, there we go. Can I hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, here we now. Look at that. Okay, well, let me do him before he got already, whatever. All the way from looks like he had a Arco gas station.
Gotta furry up.
It's the president, the assassin himself, celebrating 10 years of service with the Los Angeles Gentleman MC, Snoopy Cliff Mello.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, Snoop.
Yeah.
I missed him last week, y'all. I did not introduce him, and somebody's listening to themselves because I can hear the echo. I'm not sure who it is, but I'm gonna take a shot. Hold on, wait. Yeah. Okay, technology. I didn't introduce him last week. My apologies to you, man. But this is all the way from Memphis, Tennessee himself, Mr. Devin.
Good morning.
Originator, the CEO of ChristianDingling.org.
Oh my God! Yeah, okay. Tell me to cut the check.
Cut the check, right? She's here, y'all. She's hustling. She's bustling. She's grinding. It's Miss T. Yeah, right. She's back in hiding. She's working with the FBI, the CIA, the DEA. Well, she's in hiding tonight, but she is here. Miss Day, y'all.
Hey, Miss Day.
I'm detangling my hair, and y'all don't need to see all of that.
Always on my time, detangling your hair. From the south side of Arizona, Fuego. And let's not forget, she's a whole movement by herself.
Looking like a soccer mom.
Soccer mom. Okay.
I'm like a soccer mom.
She's here. We missed her last week, but she's back. Look, she got the wind blowing in her face and everything. I see you. It's our executive producer, Miss 3. Oh my God.
Okay.
Shoot,
you like that mistake?
Wow.
And last but not least, I'm your host, simply known as ONYX.
ONYX, Orlando.
Hey, everybody feeling good?
Yes,
I know we
sir.
got some folks that have to split a little early today, so we're just gonna jump right into this right out the gate. We're gonna have some fun. Come with your open minds, you guys. Come with your open minds. I'm gonna play a little video to get us off to a great start, and then from there we're gonna make buddy say again. Now that I've learned how to do this, we're gonna have a video. Let's go. Here we go.
I don't have a boyfriend and I don't want it. And if I want one, I could have 4 or 5 of them if I want. But I don't want to associate with nobody.
Nobody.
I don't want to associate with nobody. I thought that was the cutest little video clip with Granny. She don't got a boyfriend, she said. She don't want one. She don't want to associate with nobody. Why did I pick that? Y'all going like this, like, why did you get that? So many of us, especially of us grown folk with gray hairs and all, we all want something. We want a relationship, situationship, scenario-ship. We want something. Sorry, before I go, there you go. We want something. Some want to be in a full-fledged relationship. Some don't want no parts of a relationship. Some just want a companionship. But Granny summed it all. I don't want nothing. I don't want nobody. I don't want to be associated with nobody.
That's the easy life. The easy life.
Not associating with nobody.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Number batteries.
She probably was married for like 70 years and her husband passed away a couple of years ago. She like, I'm free. She like, I'm free. I'm
draw full of batteries, like I said.
She said 4 of them was trying to court her. She don't want it.
That part right there. I just took it for a little soft opening, little comedy. I did a little snooping this morning on other people's social media pages, and I found some hit rocks today that I think we definitely could address. Let me warn my audience yet again, we are, and I say we are not, y'all know the rest, psychiatrists, psychologists, nor are we gynecologists. I don't even play. But anyway, here we go.
Thank God.
I'm going, you know what? We're going to check this one out. It's not a question. It is a statement. However, I want to talk about what was written. I stole this off of some other folks' pages. Yes, I did. But I definitely think that it is definitely something that we could talk about. So, y'all ready for this?
Yep.
In short, it says, in our African American culture, it's a norm to cover up scandals, for men to cheat, for men to have multiple families, for men to be labeled, for women, to be labeled bitter because she speaks up for herself when she refuses to play alone, for women to raise their kids without a father in the household, while we pacify people who we know are absolutely wrong and sit by watching people neglect the very people they should be nurturing. I see Talena's face going, ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Share your thoughts.
That's delusional. That's delusional.
Put it up again. It was too much. I couldn't comprehend. I'm sorry. Read it again a little faster.
In our African American culture, it's a norm to cover up scandals, for men to cheat, for men to have multiple families, for women to be labeled bitter because she speaks up for herself when she refuses to play along, for women to raise their kids without a father in the household, while we pacify people who we know are absolutely wrong and sit by watching people neglect the very people they should be nurturing.
That's a lot to unfold.
Yep.
Well,
It might be common, but that don't mean it's normal. Just because it's common, it's not normal.
In the African American culture, that's what was written.
You got like
it might be common. Go ahead.
I mean, who wrote it? Who wrote it?
I got it off of a Facebook post, ma'am.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack, I think, too. I definitely, I don't usually sit by if I think there's something going on that I think in my friend group, I try to say to them, if I see them neglecting, people that they really should be nurturing, I try to speak up because they speak up when it's, something that I'm doing. So I think in that regard, we hold ourselves, I think, to a little bit of a higher standard, at least my friend group and we do, with that piece. Now, I do think it's very interesting that today there are a lot of women who, I'm not saying right or wrong because it's to each his own. However, I do think it's interesting that they're just like, I just want a baby, so I have a baby, and they don't have to have the man in the household. I believe it's important to have both. Personally, that's just part of my feelings around that. I'm not talking about when they were and something has happened, right? And then you can parent or co-parent, right? Sometimes there's issues with that as well. But I'm talking about the ones that are just deliberately, I don't need that. I'm just going to have my own child. The man thing and the commonality of, I guess, around having multiple families. I don't know if personally, I know about a lot of people who have the round the way family situation. I know growing up, we heard a lot about that. Like my mom, used to hear her and her people talk about that more or before her even. I don't know that I hear a lot about it personally, but I mean, there's just so much here. There's so much in that long list of things. I think I wouldn't just categorize it as only African American. I think it happens across the board. I just think we talk about it maybe a little bit more, or maybe some of the impacts of it. Maybe some women are just like, yeah, no big deal. And they just like, go with the flow. We definitely carry the label of if we speak up for ourselves, then we're bitter. I don't agree with that. I think that's just having a voice. And one of the questions you had before was, what did you learn when you were married? And one of the things we talked about was speaking up, because a lot of times we didn't. And had we before, we might have been able to save our relationships or do something different in those relationships earlier on. So I don't agree with the bitter piece, but I do know that's a label that, or a jacket that they try to put on us for sure. So there's a lot in that though.
Okay. Thank you, Talina, for getting us started. I'm going to do like this again. I'm going to even jump in and throw my 2 cents in.
Mm-hmm.
American culture, African American culture, it's a norm to cover up scandals, for men to cheat, for men to have multiple families. I'm going to pause right there. This post came from a young lady. I'm not mad at it. I agree that there is a whole lot of that. However, on the flip side of that, are ladies not guilty of those same offenses?
Absolutely.
And I'm not telling anybody how to write what they felt or how, she felt. Write it accordingly. However, I think the scandals go both ways, especially being a product of the South. Anybody from the South, we know our family history is full of scandals, skeletons, etc., etc. So how do we address one part of the problem without addressing all of it? It honestly had me sum this whole little post up, and this is just part of it, to half truths hurt just as bad as a full lie. You got to put all of it out there. You have to put all of it out there, because the scandals ain't just about the men.
No,
I'm not taking up the sides for men because I'm a man, but that's the facts. There are some ladies, and let's just have the naked truth, because that's what tonight's episode is about. But there are some ladies who do have side pieces. They do allow their side piece. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say I don't think that she was. I don't think that she was writing it because there's a comma there. I think she was naming all of the African American culture stuff. Like she wasn't saying it's a scandal for a man to have another family. I think that she's saying we hide scandals, comma.
Correct.
Men have cheat, comma. I don't think like she's saying like the scandal is the men cheating. I'm just thinking.
No, I'm not taking it as she said it's the men that are scandals. What I'm saying is,
because the way you answered it was sounding like because you said because women cheat too, like you were saying, you said scandals right before that.
Women are very much a part of scandals to this day.
Yeah.
You the baby daddy. No, he ain't. He not the baby daddy. Somebody else is the baby daddy.
But she didn't say that. But it didn't say that women wasn't a part of scandal.
No, it didn't say that directly. However, Miss Day, it says cover up scandals, comma.
She said it's a norm to cover up scandals in the Black community. That's one. And then for men to cheat, that's separate.
Comma.
For men to have multiple families, that's separate.
Comma.
For women to be labeled bitter, that's separate. Like
pause.
Everything is separate.
For women to be labeled bitter versus to fall into the scandal, conversation. That's where my issue comes up.
What's
because
your issue,
women,
sir?
I'm sorry.
What's your issue?
women who have contributed to the scandals.
Yeah, he's just
who sit back in the cut like, not me.
Right.
When some of us have found out that our real daddies ain't our daddies because we read our mama diary.
Oh,
I didn't do that, but I know some stories just like that. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not arguing. I'm not mad. Like, oh my God, I'm not angry, man. I'm not about to go to court for nothing. I'm not filing no grievance or nothing. But I'm using it as an example. If we're gonna be telling stories, tell the whole story. Don't just come with half of it, because scandals can be anything.
Yeah.
Me and my kissing cousin. Mama got pregnant by her cousin. What? We sweep that under the rug. Uncle Leroy is the guy who's been touching everybody's kids. We sweep.
That's such a great question, though. Yeah, I remember hearing stories like that, as I was coming up, and I did ask the question, but no one ever said anything. Like, they don't tell you, you never find out the answer. It's just,
come on, man,
swept under the rug.
if we could do a consensus census, how many of these daddies out here is claiming, as PK wrote, claiming kids that ain't they kid?
Right.
They paying child support for a child that ain't even theirs.
but whose fault is that?
That's a good question, Ms. Day. Whose fault is it?
Whose fault is that? I mean, because if you're
whoever had the best life, whoever had the best life.
If you're not married, there's no reason for you to question the paternity, supposedly, right? But if you're in any type of relationship, I don't care if you've been with your girl a long time or whatever, get the DNA. Get the DNA. That rules out a lot of stuff. Who the baby look like, who the baby don't look like. Oh, the baby got dark ears, the baby got light ears, he ain't got our nose. That baby don't have the chin scar that the rest of the family can. Just all kind of stuff. Get a DNA. That'll clear everything. When the
How
baby
many
born.
women Miss Day, gonna be like, okay, I'm pregnant, but let me go on and get a paternity. Come on, stop it.
No, I'm talking about the men. I'm talking about the men. Of course, the mama ain't gonna do it if she knew she done slept with 3 neighbors down the street. Of course, she ain't gonna want to get no DNA.
Yeah. But you just said if that's somebody that you've been dating for a long time or whatever y'all situation is.
I'm talking about the men. I'm talking about men.
But I'm saying, why would he even call that in the question if you guys were together and he trust? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's.
You my girl.
Not
you
realistic.
Is my girl. I am dropping baby batter in you. You is my girl. Why am I going to take a test? That's my baby. Don't go away, Kareem.
Right.
And he be the one.
Gotta go
if
pick
something
up.
happened to that kid and they need a blood test and come to find out he ain't no match for the baby.
Right. Well, I get that. But that has happened, Ms. Day. Let's not pretend like it ain't. It's happened. A whole lot.
That's what I'm saying. DNA take care of all of that.
Yeah, but you're saying DNA is the answer. But now here we got a whole problem. If me and you is together, we is together.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm dropping bombs like waste. Right? You tell me you pregnant. Am I gonna second guess that?
No.
Exactly. So why do I got to go take a DNA test at that point?
Exactly. Yes.
To be clear, that is yours.
Now, if that's the case,
and you don't think that would have an impact on your relationship?
You just
right. It's gonna be a problem.
We got problems.
Oh, by the way, I just
I
want to
know
let you know
y'all
I
got
got a DNA
problems.
test today since you told me you was pregnant. What?
Come on, audience.
I
Y'all
know,
say
I
something
know
out. Is
I
it
got
me?
problems. But
Yeah.
don't act like you haven't heard people that's been together forever and the family don't like the girl or whatever, and they be like, you know, you need to get it in. You hear those stories.
Yeah,
So
because
I'm saying in that case, in order to weed all of that out when the baby's born, get a DNA test right away. Cause you know, it
listen,
happens.
I'm gonna be blunt, clear.
But it
When I made a baby, I didn't go, I need to see the DNA test on the baby.
Right.
right.
That's my kid. That's all I knew. I knew I dropped a load in there. So that's me. Now, what I didn't know is she doing it with somebody else? Did she let somebody else drop a load or no? You don't know that until somebody says, yeah, how did that baby come out looking like that? Snow
Right.
bunny. And I'm over here looking like a chocodile. What happened? And yeah, I get it. DNA, you can reach back in the time. You can take some of your ancestral genes. Okay, I'm with it. But I'm sorry. If my baby got freckles and it's a redhead, I'm confused. I'm
Right.
really confused. And yeah, we need to get a DNA for real. Because I'm
Why?
But it's
looking at
gonna
you
have to be
cockeyed.
something that it's gonna have to be something that even causes some type of doubt in the first place for
Yes.
anybody.
Exactly.
I'm talking about. I
Yes.
ain't talking about the family. I'm talking about the man and woman that's got the baby
Yes.
together, or allegedly.
Yes.
Either she or he or both of them got to have a doubt that that child doesn't belong to both of them. So if he feels like he's got that doubt, like you said, when you find out, you're like, well, I know what I've been doing. I know our relationship. So if I've been, if I've been shooting the club up and now she telling me she's pregnant, obviously that's me. So you don't think nothing of it. You go into the whole, oh, I'm excited or I'm upset or I'm frustrated, and then now this baby's here, and now 4 or 5 years later, it's like, you know what? Now I'm thinking maybe it might not be. Well, paperwork already went into play. Y'all might have broke up, might be paying child support, whatever the case is, and depending on what state that you're in, what actual state you live in, the statutes are probably a little bit different from the state that's 15 minutes away. So now you got to say, well, I don't know if this is my child now. Okay, we'll go get the DNA. You already got your name on the birth certificate. So then
Right.
what?
And
But
to
you gotta have
answer
that down in the first place.
right. To answer Style
That's why you
Saber's
should have got a
question,
DNA test where the baby was born.
is the person that wrote it an African American woman? Yes. That is the answer to your question. Yes.
It still sounds like propaganda, though. That was what I was gonna say about the initial post. It sounds like propaganda. No matter who wrote it, no matter what color they are, it sounds like a perpetuating idea that, hey, this is what the African American community does. This is how they look. This is their narrative, and that's why I say it doesn't sound like it's. I mean, I'm not saying it's completely false. I'm just saying that I don't really agree with that being. I think it's common, but I don't
Right.
consider it to be a normalcy. You see what I'm saying? I don't think
Right.
it's something that, hey, we're black and this is what we do. It's just in our DNA. It's just in our community. No, that's what other people look at us as. Because when I look at posts like this, I start looking at when I go to the mall or I go to the store and I see this man and this woman and these brown babies right there with them, and they're one unit. That right, this post sounds like one of those. Okay, we're the government. Will help you with the stuff that you need to help take care of your children, but that dude that you made them with can't live in that house.
Right.
So how do
That-
we make that happen? We split y'all up. We introduce crack cocaine so he can make a living to give you money illegally, because the job that he had, they closed the plant down. But here's this new thing that he can use to take care of the family. He just can't live there while he's doing it. Until we lock him up. Then he'll have another address. So that's why I said it sounds like propaganda, because it sounds like something that it's, oh, well, this is normal. No, it's not normal. It's not really just that common. It's just commonly talked about,
Right. Yep.
in my opinion.
And it's not just in our community either. Everybody's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing.
Not at all.
It is not.
I think
It
that
sounds like politics and church to me is what it sounds like.
I think that it was written in the African American culture because it was from somebody in the African American culture. How can the African American spokesman speak on everybody, the next nationalities, et cetera, et cetera? We don't know what goes on in the Spanish culture, the Asian culture, the Caucasian culture. We don't know. We can speculate, but we don't know. You only know what you see, what you've been through personally, what you've experienced.
And that's why I said it sounds like propaganda, because we don't know what happens in those other cultures, but for some strange reason, us and every other culture knows exactly what the black culture is like. Everybody knows what the black experience is, including us, because you see it on TV and movies and shows and music and the radio and any type of media outlet that you have. Everybody knows, well, this is what black people do. No, that's what they said. And here again, who the fuck is they?
Who is they?
Who is that?
Society.
Right. Whoever that is.
Shoot, be do.
It is.
Shoot, be do. They falling off, y'all. Everybody. Oh, welcome back.
It's the woman's fault.
It's the woman's fault. Okay. You know what? I can't even say it's the woman's fault. I think ultimately we all have to play our parts. Sure. We all have to take on the accountability of our parts. Damon DJ Jackson always says, what part did I play in this problem? That's what he's embraced in, or actually impressed upon me. What part did you play in the situation? A lot of us won't ask that question. Yeah. So again, it ain't just about men. It ain't just about women. It's we play a role in that. We do.
Yeah.
How do you fix that? How do you change that? Can you fix it? Are you able to recover from it? There's a lot of us right now as grown-ups. We are broken for a reason. We're broken because some of our parents created us in a broken atmosphere. For anybody that bakes, you got a beautiful cake pan. Let's say that bundt cake pan. You drop it on the ground, it has a dent in it. Every time you bake a cake in that bundt cake pan, what happens?
Have a dent in it.
You're going to have a dent.
Yep.
And we keep making more babies or cakes. We keep dropping more baby batter in that pan. And every baby that comes out of there is messed up. Especially when you're hiding the secrets.
Yeah.
I just found out that my dad ain't really my dad. What? No, you remember who we was calling uncle? That's really my daddy. But he dead now. I don't even know him.
Right.
That is a reality. That is a true scenario. And we can't pretend like it said in the post, because that's what happens. What did it say? While we pacify people, that's just what it is. It's just what it is. We sit by watching people neglect the people they should be nurturing. So again, I'm not mad at the person that wrote this. I just thought it would be great content for us to actually conversate about. Why? Because we do have these issues. They are real life issues. As we tapping into this, we can keep talking about the shallow stuff all day long and never get nothing fixed. We can keep talking about communication every day if you want to. I don't mind. But even that sucks. So, any other thoughts, comments, moans and groans?
It's not what you are called, it's what you answer to. I think that's the biggest thing I can say about this, because yes, while it does happen in our community, because it says the African American community, it does happen in our community. But if that's the only light that is shed on our community, and that's all we answer to, then that's what's going to be self-perpetuated over and over and over again, because the only thing that we're doing is answering to a name that's not our own. I'm not saying we don't have these issues in our community. What I'm saying is that's what gets highlighted, and we automatically, oh well, yeah, that's in our community. No, first of all, let's keep folks out of our business, because if, like you said, we don't know what's going on in other communities, why does everybody know about ours? We need to keep them folks up out of our business so that we can work on these things. So we can work on this man that's got this family over here and is over here at the same time, or this woman who's a part of this scandal. If we can get to the point to where we can fix our own problems in our community without everybody else having us up under the microscope watching like it's a TV show, then we can get somewhere. Because like you said earlier, we don't know what's going on in the Caucasian community, in this community, in that community. We don't know what's going on over there, but they do, and they deal with it in-house. And then they come over here, watch this. Okay, so y'all got all these problems, so go ahead and entertain us with what y'all got going on. We fixed our problems at the house, and now we're here to be entertained. But we go out and we have to let everybody know, hey, look, this is the problem we're working on. We're working on this, is what we're doing. And it's like people biting our moves, like a dance battle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they going to watch us and see what we do right and see what we do wrong and take it back to their community, do it in secret, and whatever works, they keep it. What it doesn't work, they throw it back on us like, well, yeah, y'all do this, y'all do this. We're the only people who get exploited for everything that we do negative. And then when we do something positive, it's like world-class top secret.
Top secret.
That's all I got.
But here's the thing.
Or stolen.
And that's exactly what you were saying is totally correct. Everything you said is totally correct. But here's the thing. Are we hiding scandals? Or are we putting it out there for everybody to see and watch? Like, it can't be both. Or are we doing both?
I feel like we do both.
How are we hiding scandals? But then you're saying everybody's watching what we're doing and copying us, and you know, they throwing out the bad stuff and keeping the good stuff. Like, so what are we doing? Are we hiding or are we showing?
I think
we get exploited. That's what we're doing, because we're expected to do something negative just because society says that that's what we are. Society says that we're savages. So if we go and we do some type of savage activity, see, we knew they did that. Nobody else gets looked at like that but us. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying that it's not happening. What I'm saying is we have to get to the point to where we literally just stop doing it. And if we do it, it's at the house. It's in our own quarters. We can deal with it. We can fix it. And then when everybody else comes around and says, "Okay, well, what y'all got going on?" Like, we good. We good. Y'all keep it going. You know.
Let me
just like they do with us.
Jump in real fast. I've seen a couple of hot comments in support of Miss Day's thought process. Style Saver says it should be law that every childbirth be checked for DNA. Ooh. Irma says, I believe all men should get a DNA test after the baby is born, just to have on record, just like getting a birth certificate. That would eliminate a whole lot of problems in society. Just my opinion.
So see, somebody getting what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. Let me just read one more comment here. Hold on, because we can definitely talk about it. Latrice Shooby-Doo, she says, all around the world, same song. Come on. These things happen in every culture. Cheating, lying, incest, etc. There's a lot of people walking around with the wrong last name.
Latrice, I said the same. That's right, Latrice. I'm glad somebody on my side.
So, hey, I'm not mad at your side. Only thing that I was saying was, no, listen, this is the only thing I'm saying. Why do I need to succumb to a DNA test when it's me and you? It's me and you. You got this.
You don't.
Right. But this is what's being suggested.
Yeah.
But I'm
get
just
a DNA
saying,
test. Get a DNA test.
I'm just
Girl,
saying.
if I got a DNA test, got to get one, and it's me and you, then it's not me and you. Go ahead and tell me the truth. It's me, you, and whoever else.
Keep it that way.
But I'm not saying
That's
you
what
gotta. I'm not saying you gotta get one on the premise of you thinking that your girl is cheating or something. I'm just saying, just get one to be sure. Because
But
even
that,
though you
that
think,
but that
even though
there's
you think
no
because y'all been together and you have been with your girl or your guy for a long time, doesn't negate the fact that that person could have cheated on you.
So is that saying just why not
It
just get
happens
lie
all the
detectors in
time.
life? Like when
Huh?
you, I said, then why not just get lie detectors in life? Like
right.
if you're with somebody and you trust them and you've been with them for a long time, I don't know if I agree that everybody should get a DNA
And
test.
and in some situations, even when there's a DNA, that doesn't mean the people in the situation are doing the right thing.
Right.
Mm,
I mean, it
yeah.
doesn't.
Look, right here. Style
Right.
Saver says the woman knows she slept with, and what does that say?
I think. I think who she slept with and when maybe.
Okay, and when. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Look at you, Fuego. Go, Fuego. Go.
Go,
So
Fuego.
the woman knows. But guess what the woman does? She don't say nothing.
right.
This is what she does. Dear diary, I gave it to that dude today. Man, I was loving every bit of it. And oops, I didn't make him get out. He stayed in there. I'm going to just go with the flow and blame
No,
it on Lando.
yeah,
It's his baby.
yeah, that's foul for sure.
Right?
That
That's what
part
we
is
doing.
foul.
Now
That's
here
foul.
we go. 9 months later. Sorry, Talina, for cutting you off. But 9 months later, here comes that baby. The dude over here happy and chinning and grinning. Because look at his baby boy. Don't look nothing like him. Look just
Or
like
his family.
Lando. Look just like Lando. Why? How did that happen? Because Lando and the dude was doing the same thing. R. Kelly wrote a song about it. Y'all remember?
Best of both worlds.
Come on, let's go.
Oh,
I'm just saying, I ain't trying to make light of it, but I think
right.
it's not the answer to the question. It's not the answer or the solution of just make every man get a DNA test, because that just opens up a whole new can of worms. Trust is one of
And
the first things that we talking
it'll
about.
close a big one.
Trust is the first thing in a relationship. Y'all done said it yourselves. What you looking for? Trust. Trust. You trusting to let him do what he did. He dropped bombs like weights. You trusted it, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe the fella shouldn't trust that. Don't trust the hole you diving into. Maybe that's not the one you want to drop that baby batter in, because you got a whole new cocktail.
Right.
See, I think y'all getting what I'm saying mixed up. I'm not saying get a DNA test because you are suspecting your woman of cheating. That's not
Day.
what I'm saying.
Pause.
I'm
I
just
didn't say
saying
you.
So
get
what else would it
it.
be for the cheat?
No, listen.
I'm
You
just
not
saying get a
saying
DNA test.
pause. You're not
I'm
saying
just
get a
saying just
DNA
get a
test
DNA.
based off of cheating. However, having to get one of those raises the question. The bar becomes up here with that
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Why am I getting this test when I know it's just me and you?
Yes.
That's
Right.
what it boils down to. Why am I getting this test, Dana, when it's just been me and you?
I hear what you're saying.
Because if it
I
come
hear
making
you.
it somebody else's child, the only question that's gonna come up with is, okay, well, who is it that you messed off on me with?
Come
Because
on,
it's
man.
not gonna be like, well, did you put salt in the peas? It ain't gonna have nothing to do with no seasoning or nothing else. It's gonna have everything to do with, hey, if it's me and you, I got this DNA test and it's showing that this is not my child. So now we got to talk about all this.
Come
This
on,
child
man.
I've been
Sometimes
taking
that's
care
not
of and
even
going
the
back and forth
case,
to school
Devin,
for.
though. A lot of times that's not even the case. You see it in paternity court. Sometimes when I watch
All
that
the
show all the
time.
time, it
And
be the
TV.
mama, it be the mama, it be the sister in the dude's ear. You know that ain't your baby. You know that because they don't like the girl that he's with. So they put all kind of stuff.
But if he's
in
listening to that,
minds.
but he's the only one in that relationship. They're not in that relationship, so they shouldn't have shit to do with none of it. That's where you got to stand up and be the person, the man that you are, the woman that you are.
You can say that, but that's not always everybody's reality. Some people's reality is you got a mother, a sister, and a family that don't like the chick that you with, and they put all kind of stuff in your head. Some men will be like, "No, it's me and my girls," and some people, when stuff is eating at you later on, you like drinking your coffee at Starbucks, it'll creep into your thought.
But if it's eating at you and creeping into your thoughts, that's because you had some other issue.
What? What'd you say?
That the person are creeping into their thoughts, that might be because they already had some other trust issue, not just because we 100 with our relationship, and just because my mother, my brother, my sister, I don't care who you are saying what they're saying because they don't like you. Why would I be considering that unless there was some other problem? That's just my opinion. I'm not negating what you're entitled to yours. I'm just simply saying that that's not always the situation.
Arguing your opinion. I'm not arguing your opinion. I'm not arguing Orlando's opinion. I'm just saying everybody's situation is different, basically. Everybody's situation is different. And there are scenarios in that case. You hear it all the time. That ain't your baby. He ain't got our nose. He ain't got our ear. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? And one day you might be just looking at your baby like, yeah, my baby don't got my pointed ears, or whatever the case might be. I'm just saying everybody's situation is different. Get a DNA test and get it.
But if everybody's situation is different, Ms. A, there's no way you can give a cookie cutter way to fix an issue. If everybody's situation is different, then you can't use the same.
Right.
You can't use the same method to fix the situation if every situation is different. There's no cookie cutter. There's no clear cut answer to do that. Yeah, it might work for this couple, but not this couple.
Yeah, it can't be. There's not a blanket solution.
Get a DNA test.
Ultimately, that's what's going to happen.
But this conversation sparked based on the fact of what someone else wrote about how we, are hiding all these things and that. So basically, now what we're doing, just as Devin said, talking about what we putting out there and what we not, what needs to stay in the house. So now the new narrative will be, well, all Black people then got to go. They have a baby. Now they got to go get a DNA test because they never know whether or not the daddy's really the daddy, of these kids, these Black kids. You know what I'm saying? So now we're putting forth yet another narrative that all of us ain't shit, because basically, we definitely are 100% liars most of the time, and the only way for you to know whether or not your baby is your baby is for you to get a DNA. I mean, that's just
it's too science, right?
It's too much.
It's like with science, a big ass science project to Black people.
So at what point, to your point, Onyx, when does it stop? How do we fix it? How do we go back and change the narratives of what we already know people like to say about us? Just as Devin said, everyone seems to know who we are, how we are, what we do, all these negative things, but that's a percentage, and how we know because it's not measured in that way. But it's just what society, the theys, say about us. So, no, if we don't want that to be the case anymore, then first of all, we have to change our thought process. We have to stop doing the stupid shit that we're doing and putting forth and putting out there into the world all this silly shit, because that's why people think the way they think of us.
Right.
I mean, that's just.
And I think the classes, in terms of different level of classes, like, I think we understand that, and that's a great point. Like, we know where we can make the buck stop, but when we think about poverty levels, when we think about trauma, history and trauma in families, it's this cycle that continues, and unfortunately, so when we think about those that, for example, when we think, it might not be a good example, but when we think about those that live in the residential communities, hate the word project, but that live in project, that becomes a cycle. That becomes a cycle. And because my family lives there, I can continue to live there because I don't have to pay a lot of money. Like there, when does it break? Like you're saying, something like, when do we stop it? But I think it's hard when there's all this trauma in families, and it just repeats itself. It's this cycle that happens, unfortunately. But when does our name stop being out there as the examples? I don't know if it ever stops. I think too much damage has been done. But there's levels to this. Like different groups can stop, like we get it. Like we can internally stop it. Like I think Devin said earlier, keep your business in your home and discuss it there and speak your truth. And then, you don't have to take it out to the world for the world to know. Like I think we get that, but I don't know.
Because honestly, excuse me, there are a lot of families where dad knows that ain't my kid. And dad continues to love on that child as if it was his or those
because
kids.
He loves up on that mom. That there's this partnership. There's this deep love. Like, I'm not going to put your kids, I'm in love with you.
Right.
I'm in love with our family. I'm not going to not claim these kids because we are a partner in this. And that's some real love, and that real raw stuff happens, and they shouldn't be judged for that.
Right. Right.
But it's not just our community. It happens all over. Yep. It's the same as it's all ethnicities have situations like this. This isn't just us. It's just not.
Absolutely. And I think Devin said it earlier, like it's not just us, but we're the ones that are put on the front line.
Of course.
Out there, like we're, we have all this negative stuff.
Like we're special, yeah.
Because even if you think about, what do you call it? TANF. Like when you think about TANF, we are not the largest percent on TANF. Like that's the clear folk most of the time. That's the larger percent that's on TANF. Like, but it's always
know that.
Like it's us. Like it's us. Like it's just the brown and black people that are. But that's not. Yeah, that's not even the truth.
Yeah,
statistically.
Irma says it should be a law. It has nothing to do with the trust or with trust. If it was majority by law, no one would question or make it an issue in the relationship. I would love no problem. I would have, no problem if my lover wants a DNA test.
So it's a law for all communities.
But the key word to me is that's your lover.
Lover is one thing.
Yeah, that's your lover. That ain't your
government is another thing.
Hello. Oh, so now we're gonna put the government responsible for. I got it.
They all. That's all I was saying because that's what they want. They can't. They can't look. They can't take care of their own issues. So we, mom and dad will take care of it for them. They're kids. They have a childlike mentality. They can't take care of their kids, so we'll give them money. They can't decide on who the child's father is, so we'll find out for them. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying. We constantly have to keep going outside of our own community to deal with our community situations, and it gets put on blast with the media and social media, and all we end up doing is getting blamed as being the bad guy or the bastardized children who can't figure their way out of a wet paper bag with scissors on their hands. That's what it looks like. So yes, to that last statement, if it's made a law and it's made a law for everybody, you just put more and more control over the people into the minority's hands. When I say minority, I mean the people who are holding the strings, if that makes any sense. So now you're putting your medical health care in somebody else's hands, and it's law. That sounds like something we dealt with a couple of years ago, and I ain't gonna go into that. But once you start telling the government, "Hey, it's okay for you to tell me what to do with my body,"
but that's something we're dealing with right now. Look at what they
my point is that.
Are you kidding me? Come on,
exactly.
Irma says, if you don't have secrets, then you shouldn't have a problem getting a DNA. Here's a rhetorical question. Who among you don't have secrets? Who?
Right.
Miss Irma don't.
Who?
She the only one.
She was the only one with
talking,
nose.
you know what she's talking about. She's talking about if she know that she ain't slept with somebody else and her lover said, I want a DNA test, she wouldn't have a problem. That's what she talking about. Come on now. She's not talking about every single secret. Stop it.
You already got to get permission from the government just to get married. Am I lying? You have to get a marriage certificate. And before you get married, you have to have a marriage certificate. You have to pay for it. And a certificate notifies ownership. So who do you get the certificate from? Who owns the relationship? So in this point, now it's like, hey, well, I don't know who we don't know who the actual father is. I know it's him. He knows it's him. But now we have to go outside of our relationship to let them tell us how to operate within our relationship. That's bullshit.
Right. Style Saver doing too much.
Style Saver, come on. You shooting out here. You is shooting. Girls trip to Jamaica. Some women slip up. Huh? How did Stella get her groove back? How did Stella get her groove back? I mean, ask you.
Stella was single. That is not a good example.
That's a great example.
Yeah, because she was single. She ain't slipping up on nobody.
Okay,
she was single.
Since that's not good enough, then
what? She was single, wasn't she?
I'm gonna share something personal, because this is what I meant by even if they have the DNA doesn't mean they're gonna do the right thing. Because a female that my son has a child by, we barely found out when he was 4, because her and her dude that she went back to be with decided on their own to exclude my son, who was the father, and the other man decided to raise the little boy until they got into it. And at 4 years old, here she comes. Well, actually, this is your kid. Did a DNA? Yeah. And so
I know
that the other man knew the whole time. He didn't tell his family. Both my son's partly African American. The other man was African American, and he didn't tell his family. His family thought that was his child, and yeah, that's how that went down until the separation split up and court stuff and all that stuff. And even though my son has proven DNA, he's still fighting in court a year later. It's not just like, oh, you're the dad with the DNA, here's the kid. It's all messed up now.
Yep.
All messed up.
Yep. So TV messed us up on that. All that Maury Povich and Jerry Springer, that messed us up because, again, this is media portraying a specific narrative about a certain dynamic of people. And we look at the TV and say, oh, that's how it is. Oh, you are the father. Oh, we got to take care of that child. Or you're not the father. Oh, well, you'd be crazy if you take care of the child. Well, the child is 14 now. And then you the only father the child knows. So why would you see what I'm saying? It ain't even none of our business.
And if she put the other person in that relationship on the birth certificate, which we had a family dynamic like, guess what?
Come on.
Done. The real daddy, and none of that matters now.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Right.
Look,
yeah.
First of all, that cheer was not for celebratory purposes, Fuego. That was for transparency, and I appreciate you because we all live. I'm gonna say we live a lie.
Right.
We've said it. Latrice said it earlier. We walking around with last names. My last name is Thomas. Thomas. That's all I know. However, I also know Bullard, Bullard. My dad took on my grandmother's last name. I don't know the story of how, why that came to be, but something happened that, guess what? I'm a Thomas when I should be a Bullard.
Yep.
That's my story. That's part of my story. I don't want to disclose all the rest of it because I don't want those who are involved to be put on Front Street. But I know for a fact that just as much as Papa was a Rolling Stone, Mama was laying her hat in somebody's home. Okay? I know that for a fact. So we can act like the simple answer is get a DNA if you want to. But I'm going to tell you here today, if it's me and you, and I got to get a DNA, then it's not me and you. That's how I'm thinking. Yep. That's the way we are programmed to think at this point in our lives. If I got to question it with a test to get an answer, then you're not the one for me. Or
and it's going to come up
for you.
It's gonna come up every time. That seed of doubt is planted. As soon as they both say, "Okay, you know what? I want to get a DNA test." Why? You don't think it's your baby? No, I just want to make sure. Do you not think it's your baby? I just want to make sure. So you don't trust me. I just want to make sure. So then you take the DNA test and it comes back and it is your child. But you didn't trust me. I told you that was your baby already. You thought you already knew that was your baby. So what was the purpose of you getting the DNA test? Well, I just wanted to make sure. So you weren't 100% sure. And they're gonna go back and forth. Just like I just said, that's a revolving door. And now one of them gonna be looking at each other like I said now. Now one of them is gonna be looking at each other with 100% trust. Right. Because it's like, well, if I tell him something, he ain't gonna trust me. Or well, she told me that and I trust that, but I got doubts. You gonna have a problem in the whole relationship.
TRUST. That's what our relationships are based off of.
Right.
You don't even got to raise your hand, but you ladies and y'all in the audience, if you let the man in and let go, meaning drop that baby batter in there, in the words of Mello, if you allow him to drop baby batter in you, are you telling me that you don't trust him? Or are you telling me that you trust him? Okay, don't answer it. That's rhetorical.
Look at PK's thought.
PK says, don't get me started with the last name. All of my family walking, adhere with Owens, and it's none of our blood name. Child, Granny married a man named Owens, had kids by other men. Come on, man, transparency. We could pretend all day long, but it's a fact. It's a fact. And again, those same kids are the broken pieces, and somebody becomes inquisitive enough to find out. They done grab mama's journal, diary, or whatever, and found out the truth. Yeah. They found out the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Mama been keeping secrets. Daddy went along with it. And he not even my daddy.
Or they find an old obituary and be like, who is this? And why is it?
Come on, man. Why you still got that?
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Now,
who is this man? Who is this woman? That's your uncle.
Yeah.
So I get it. For those who would like to subscribe to get a DNA, hey, I ain't mad at you. But I'm going to be here to tell you, if you with me, it's me and you let me drop in you, I shouldn't have to question that. I shouldn't. And if I have to, then I'm scratching my head like,
maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Hell, everything has changed now. Everything. And we don't even have to have secrets like that. Fellas is more apt to going along with the flow nowadays than ever. They ain't questioning nothing. Anybody watch the movie Fences with Denzel?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Oh, yeah. Fences. Yeah.
If you ain't watched it, watch it. If you have watched it, watch it again.
Yep.
Because not only are the fellas going along with the flow, but guess what? Some of you ladies are going along with the flow as well.
Yeah.
You are going along with the flow. Yeah, you know what? Let's just keep our family together. To Devin's point earlier, let's just keep our family together. Because that's the ultimate goal. Fight to keep your family together if you can. I'm just saying.
The Style Saver and then PK. The Style Saver says not just black people. I mean, not just blacks. All people have these problems. Absolutely.
Absolutely. All day long.
We all day.
We all do. You know, little Buffy. Buffy looking blacker than me. But Buffy, dad is Caucasian. What happened? We know that story all too well. Mama.
And Louisiana's a whole nother set of issues altogether because they got the Creole and anyway.
Mama like that Mandingo. Here we go. I'm just saying.
Yep.
So I don't know. I ain't mad at you, Miss Day. I ain't even mad at Miss Irma and anybody else that says go DNA. I just say that if I got to get a DNA and I'm with you and I'm with you, then that just makes me second guess if I'm really with you and I'm just with you.
Well, why would you be mad at me?
No, I'm just saying.
What I say?
You know what?
I ain't say nothing.
Dana, turn around for me. Turn around real fast. You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Selena, did you hear that one?
I heard it vaguely. I don't hear them anymore. But I was with you. I heard them.
Shoot, we do. Any final thoughts or comments on that one? We got about maybe 15 minutes. I got one more for y'all.
Okay. PK said PK said, hello, I'm the obituary keeper. And we'll dissect the hell out of it.
Ooh, right? Hey. That's when they start adding people's names on there.
Like, who that be? Who that person?
Don't nobody in the family know him, but the ass is on the obituary. And everybody was like, I don't know who is that? Is that what's the name, baby? No, I don't know them.
That's whatchamacallit. All right, here we go, y'all. Last one, kind of a long one too as well, but I think you'll get a kick out of this one as well. Again, surfing social media, I found this. When you're single, there's absolutely no reason to be lying and trying to bullshit someone you're interested in, especially us older folks. Too many men and women out here hollering that they keep it real, but are constantly attempting to blow smoke up your ass every chance they get.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
That's not even when you single. That's when you grown. When you grown, why are you still walking around and lying to folk like you a little kid?
Why?
Shoot, we do.
Right.
Come on.
Why?
I don't know. I think we're just all at the age where, like, damn, like, say what you mean and mean what you say. Period.
Right.
Games.
You're like, you still lying?
What? You need the opportunity to make a decision.
You just want to honest, so that's what you
make the decision.
Wait, one at a time. Let me go. Before you go, finish your thought.
I was just saying, if all you want to do is fuck, then just say that. If you want something more than that, then
yep.
Maybe I want the same thing. So just say it, or maybe I'm good with that at the moment. So just say it. If that's all you're looking for, then just be clear and say it. Don't be too old for that.
Okay.
Wait.
I just want you no kissing and hugging, girl. You gotta who love you. You need to give them your quality time. Ain't that? Oh, 3. What was you gonna say?
I forgot. No, I'm trying to think what it was. It was
Well, I said say what you mean and mean what you say, and then you said something that went along with that.
I forgot. I'll think of it. I forgot.
That's been my mantra.
I see you.
I'm going to tell you, I'm straightforward. I'm all about that. When I meet you, those my words. What's happening? Because I don't have time for all that little hemming and hawing. What category you in? Let's talk about that. Let me see if we on the same page. Boom, let's get it done. If we not, figure out where we at. I tell my kids the same thing. I tell my son all the time. I just told my daughter, and I just had this conversation yesterday. I said, you don't have to be out there lying for what? What's the purpose? There's no reason for all that lying. All that does is delay your time. That just wastes your time. And you don't have no time to waste. You got a lot of things going on. You stick to your goals. Do what you need to do. Tell my son the same thing. If they're not grown enough to be able to have that kind of conversation, you don't need to be bothered.
Not for you.
We're gonna jump back real fast. I just seen Style Saver hit me with this one. I found out about my son when he was 3 years old and had to change the birth certificate to state my last name. Wow. Not a celebratory yay, but thank you for your transparency. I appreciate that. Going back to Irma says, so it's okay to get STD testing when you are married or in a relationship? ?
That's up to their couple. Whatever the narrative is, what is their dynamic? Are they both in agreement of having sex with other people? If so, then yeah, they probably should do that. I would advise that. But if they don't, and they decide, hey, look, I don't have sex with anybody else, and neither do you, we don't have to get an STD test. That's that couple's. It's nobody else's business but that couple. So for us to even have a conversation about if it's right or wrong, it's right for them. and not for them. But it's none of our business on both of them. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, if they live in a poly life or they live in the swinger lifestyle, whatever the case is, and they want to, hey, look, we want to make sure we're clean for each other, but we know we do stuff outside of our marriage or our relationship, then that's their choice. Let them run it. But to make something mandatory, as what we talk about with the DNA test, that's kind of like, what is the dynamic of each relationship? Some people do, some people don't.
Doctor, I mean, when you do your annuals, I have them check everything anyway, just because. Yeah. So, I mean, that's not I'm doing it because of anything else. That's just part of my regular routine checkup. Right.
We got
the insurance pay for it, so why not get what you been paying for all year?
Trust and the disclosure.
And it's being responsible, because when you was young, you might not have, you were irresponsible. Well, people still are to this day. There are people that are very irresponsible, but I'm just saying.
And then it just brings us back to the trust. Like annually, you should be doing that, period. Like it's not about marriage or relationship. Like Talina's saying, you should just want to know, get yourself checked out. And then because the second part of that, like if you find some shit out and you're in this permanent relationship, whatever you want to call it, then there's this trust factor, disclosure. Like I have a right. I have a not maybe right. I have a responsibility to disclose that to you for your health and safety. Like I shouldn't keep that as a secret or whatever somebody called it earlier. But that's not private. I have a responsibility to let you know. And what happens to us thereafter, I got to take it. Like if he's like, nah, I'm good, I'm going to keep it pushing, thank you for being honest, then I just got to deal with that. Or if he says, listen, I understand that happened years ago when you were a young teenager and it, whatever, I'm here with you, I'm a ride or die with you. Like, but I still have this responsibility and accountability to share my results should I get some negative results.
When you having sex with somebody, you literally, your body is their body and vice versa. And also your business is their business. Now we can go into HIPAA laws all day long, but I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about real shit. If this person is somebody that you have sex with, their health is your business. And if you don't think so, I tell you what, catch a cold and go around and what they gonna do? Hey, you gonna get me sick. No, we in a relationship though. So if you got a disease and you know about it and you don't tell the person that you with, that's like, COVID. Is it deadly? Because exactly, if it's deadly, that's like attempted murder.
People walk around with COVID and ain't told you nothing.
Right. And they know they got it. You like, so you walk around with this disease, even if it can't be treated, you know that you have it, and you're not saying, you know how it was back in the hey, y'all go over there. I got a cold. I'm real sick. I got a stomach virus. I'm gonna just stay over here. But if you got a disease that you can pass on to your partner sexually, and you don't tell them that, that's some fuck shit. And I'm yes, I'm saying that is because that means that you're showing you don't care about this person's well-being, but you say that you love them.
Yep.
Do you love them or do you just lust them?
Wow.
Right.
Wow. Shoot, be due. I'm looking for a final thought here for myself. I sent it earlier. So any other further thoughts, you guys, on this one right there? Single. When you're single, lying to folks, we shouldn't be. But there are too many people out here. This is the part that really caught my eye. Too many people, MFs, out here hollering that they keep it real, but are constantly attempting to blow smoke up your ass every chance they get.
Yeah, lying asses.
Yeah, because they want their cake and they want to eat it too.
No, we talking about politicians or clergy or who we talking about? Call some names so we can direct the statement to who need to get it. Because that's a true statement, but yeah, it's a lot of that going on.
Ooh, PK says, y'all, I've heard a client say, my wife doesn't know I have HIV because I've never told her because I'm undetectable. Get tested.
Fuck shit. Like I just said, that's what that is.
Shoot.
Why not? Why wouldn't you tell her?
Al
Capone said people lie because of fear. If I tell you the truth, I'm afraid that you might leave me alone or you might view me different, this and that. So I lie to you so that you can keep doing for me what I need you to do for me. Even if it's just be there in my life. So that's why people lie. So with that situation that she just said, if you know you got HIV and you've been undetectable for however long and you haven't told your wife, did you have it before you got married? Did you get it after you got married? Either way, she should know. Because what happens if you become detectable in whatever you're doing? And now she's getting sick and it's tearing her ass up. And you trying to figure out how you going to tell her why she's so sick. Because she don't realize she thinks she just stressed out or whatever. No, she got something going on and you gave it to her. And now you going to tell her then? Now you're going to end up getting stabbed to death in your sleep because you didn't tell her something that you should have been told her. So she could have a choice in her life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just give people the choice.
Right.
Just give me the choice.
Just give me the light. Yo. True facts, though. True facts. Man.
So
that's deep. I'm sorry.
Before you, but there, I was looking for this thing that I saw on social media one time, and I saved it. It says they don't lie to you because the truth will hurt your feelings. They lie to you because the truth might provoke you to make choices that won't serve their interests.
Yep.
Exactly. That's what it turns into.
I don't have to turn this into sex education. Y'all remember that childhood video? I'm sorry, not video. Y'all remember that childhood reel to reel that they used to show, especially for him, especially for her? We talked about some of everything. And a lot of those things that we talked about, it wasn't HIV at that time. At that time, it was syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes. Herpes is still the gift that keeps on giving. It is. But we don't talk about it. We don't really talk about the HIV. It's very much still possible. But, to Irma, to Miss Day, and everybody, there are a lot of different tests that we are required. Especially like you're going to get married. You got to take a blood test. What's the blood test for again? So you can make sure that y'all ain't family or whatever related. Most of us
That's
probably
still a thing.
related.
I didn't have
saying.
I didn't take one.
You didn't take one?
I don't. My parents said that when they got married, they had to take blood test for that.
A lot of times, and
to make
also
sure the blood test was compatible or something like that. Yeah.
Well, and sometimes it was related to sickle cell, especially in our culture, because if
Right.
like my daughter carries the trait, so when she decides to have kids, her partner has to be tested because she has to know what the
possibilities are.
And they even recommend that. My son is diagnosed with nocturnal prefrontal lobe epilepsy. But his neurologist was saying, and when you get married, or if you're in a serious relationship, we highly recommend that before you guys have children, that you get tested to see if the child has the possibility of carrying the trait. And it's fine if they do, but that way you know how to medicate or do whatever with the child early and not wait like we had to wait until he was in high school to figure out what it was. So that this whole testing thing is important.
Shooby-doo. It's that part, you guys. Any final thoughts?
Well, I don't know if you saw Irma's kind of final thought. I don't know if you popped it up or not. We said when she was saying okay, so what's the difference with getting a DNA? Put everything out on the table.
Correct.
There's no difference. It just I think she didn't say it, but somebody else said about earlier they were like making it a law. And I was just saying to that fact that if this couple decides that that's what they want to do, it should be their choice. It shouldn't be a mandate. Hey, y'all have a baby now, so you got to get a DNA test. Well, what happens if they had a night where they had a adventure, right? And it was just that one night, and then now you making them take this test, and come to find out it's not his child. Now you stay out them folk business.
That part.
That's all.
Yeah, well, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Here are my final thoughts. At the end of the day, ultimately, people are living their lives. Whether they are living their lives in truth or whether they're living their lives in lies, they are living them. It's up to you to make the change for good or bad, whatever it may be for you personally. If you are my girl and we doing it and I'm dropping in you, I don't want to take no DNA test, okay? I want to know that that's my child. But guess what? I ain't trying to have no kids because
yeah, you good. You good. Go ahead. You got it. Great.
My baby is grown. So without further ado, y'all, I'm gonna say it's time to close it out tonight. I appreciate you guys for participating.
Thank you, Irma.
Miss Talina, Miss 3, Miss Day, the dude Devin, Fuego, the cameo appearance by Snoopy Cliff Mello, Irma, Style Saver, PK. I appreciate you guys, man. Again, this is a place where grown folks can have conversation. We're not here to be mad at one another. I ain't mad at not nan one of y'all. In the words of the dude Devin, not Nan. I did say Nan.
Not Nan.
Damn one of y'all. You hear me?
But it's great to be able to have dialogue like this so that we can learn from one another. We can make adjustments in our personal lives so that we don't keep the chain going. You know, we got to break that cycle so our kids won't be broken pieces like most of us are. With that, I'll say, from the desert to the sea, and to all who have decided to chat with me, good evening.